Good morning to everybody. I am Armida Torreggiani, and today I'm going to speak you about how to prepare future generation for the challenges in the raw material sector. I am a researcher at the National Research Council of Italy, which is the largest public organization existing in Italy, and with a lot of institutes distributed in the country, as you can see from this picture. I am a chemist, but I'm here because I am a project leader of Raw Matters Ambassador School, which is the flagship program in the Wider Society Learning segment of European Institute for Innovation and Technology. In human history, every technological process has involved the increased use of larger quantities and varieties of materials. Now, many of our current technologies have become more and more reliant on metals such as rare earth element, indium, and so on. However, some of these raw materials have a supply risk, but a high economical importance because they are essential for high-tech products, so they are defined critical materials. But the challenge today is the sustainability and efficient use of all natural resources, and this is of central importance in everything we do. Thus, it is important to promote a wide dissemination action on raw material-related themes in society. In fact, overcoming these challenges will require that all citizens, and in particular youngsters, to have a better understanding of science and technology. So we need to better equip future researchers and other actors with the necessary knowledge, motivation, and sense of societal responsibility to participate actively in the innovation process. Moreover, there is an increase in the demand of T-shape professional. The T-shape concept is shown in this picture. Briefly, we can say that there is an increasing necessity to integrate a deep knowledge in one area with the ability to collaborate across a variety of other disciplines and work in teams to find solutions to problems. Thus, there is a rise in the demand for both hard and soft skills, such as creative and critical thinking, problem solving, teamwork, and so on. But now the question is, what is a skill? If you look at the definition of skill from the Cambridge Dictionary, a skill is an ability to do an activity or job well, especially because you have practiced it. So, skill is thus an ability normally acquired by practice. On the basis also of this definition, we can say that in order to enhance the educational process, it is necessary to involve school, because we have to start with children, so they can do practice with the knowledge they are acquiring. So, to trigger the student interest in the raw material sector, we have developed Raw Matters Ambassador School, which is an innovative program to make science education attractive for young students and to promote raw material-related themes at school. The project is led by National Research Council of Italy and is founded by the European Institute for Innovation and Technology, which is the largest consortium in the raw material sector worldwide. The project born in 2016 with 6 partners, so it was a very small project. But now it involves 27 partners from 18 countries and a strategic consortium composed by university, research center, school and companies. In fact, the core process of the project is to make research and industry meet school, that in turn meet society in a common learning environment. So the idea on which the project is based is to propose an active form of learning by involving students both in lab experiment and in communication activities. In order to transform classes in labs, the consortium has developed toolkits of different types. These kits have been inserted into learning paths divided in 4 main areas: exploration and mining, recycling, substitution, and circular economy. In order to share our learning pathway, we develop a website. This is the address, where it is possible to find all educational material created up to now with explanation and some tutorial videos. As regards the methodology, all the students are introduced in one topic related to the raw material sector by an RM ambassador, which is an expert from the consortium or a trained teacher. Then they are involved in lab experiment, and some classes perform also study visit into companies, so the company have a role in our project, and all are asked to create something on the topic they faced. So they are actively involved in a dissemination work towards society. So we can say that the trained student become a multiplier of knowledge. For example, they can develop their own science project and set up an experiment that can be used by peers or by younger students, for example. Here you can see some titles of the toolkit developed by students. For instance, copper never-ending recycling or recycling of silicon-based PV modules and so on. So they can create also another kind of tools, for example, educational game. 2 years ago, one class decided to develop a game called Rosico, resembling the famous game called Risk or Risico in Italy. And Rosico is set in a fantasy future world where China, the main producer of critical raw materials, decides to cut the export to the rest of the planet, and therefore a raw material rush begins. So the winner has to complete the devices in the card game by finding the necessary materials in the world. In 2020, this game was transformed in a video game, allowing to maintain an interaction with students also during the lockdown due to the coronavirus crisis. So this is the website where the game can be downloaded. It's free, and so if you want, enjoy it. Okay, and so this is a way to involve in learning students, but also in a funny way. So all the students are asked to become young RM ambassador, for example, by creating dissemination communication products such as video, website, and so on, toolkit, and so on. If you are curious, you can have a look at this gallery in our website. And now I'd like to show you one example of a video realized at the beginning of the project by a group of students. The video is called A Treasure in Our Pocket.
This is a phone. We use it to take pics, to chat, to use its fantastic apps, and strangely enough, for its main purpose, calling. A mobile phone has several components which are made of many materials. Some of them are defined endangered elements, as they are very hard to dig out due to geopolitical problems or because they are in constant demand. Rare earth elements that are a group of 17 chemical elements: lanthanides, scandium, and yttrium. These materials are difficult to split up due to the small size of their ions. Coltan is used as a metal powder to make small-sized capacitors in smartphones and computers. Lithium is found in batteries. Even though it is largely viable, it does not exist in metallic state.
Then students can become also young RM ambassador by collaborating with researchers, for example, during public events. For example, in 2019, we were able to organize one stand completely devoted to Raw Matters Ambassador School at Ideen Expo, which is a very big science fair organized every 2 years in Hanover in Germany. So the stand was completely tutored by student, by Italian and German students together, and it was a big success. The stand worked very well for 9 days, and all of us, we had also a lot of fun. Finally, every year we organize an European conference for school in Bologna at the research area of National Research Council in Italy that involve about 500 of pupils from different countries. During this conference, the students have the chance to show directly what they have realized in the framework of our project. And now I'd like to show you directly what our young RM ambassadors are able to do in the framework of our project. That's all. So I'd like to thank you, all of you, for your attention, and I hope that my presentation could be of interest for you. If you have a question or curiosity, you can write me. This is my email address. And so now I wish you all the best.